Hey guys, what it do? It's your boy Supreme Uchiha the God. Now, in my previous video where I talked about why I think Seraphina should beat the shit out of John, etc., etc., I think there's a lot of comments of a lot of people that maybe don't have a full understanding of the power scaling or the powers in Unordinary. Now, I'm not saying guaranteed John is going to lose against Seraphina, but if we're just looking at their powers, John would get curb stomped to tomorrow. Um, Unless Urchan decides that John has to win for sake of narrative. And I will explain how both Seraphina and John powers work, because especially for John, I think loads of people don't understand John's ability and how it works. So when he has aura manipulation, quote unquote, he can only copy powers which are visible. This is very important. He can only copy powers which are visible. And how do I know this? How is this proven to me? How can I possibly know that he can only do this? Firstly, if we look back at how he first gained his power, who did he need with him at all times in order to predict the future, right? Would he need her at all times if he could just steal her powers? He can't, because there's no aura. You can't see it. It's just done, right? There's been a few other characters with similar powers that isn't visible, like the principal's powers and stuff like that, stuff that you can't see. Now notice everybody's powers who he copies, it's a beam, it's something you can see. Rain. I was gonna say Jesus. Remi's one is like electricity, lightning type of ability, so it's visible, so he can take that and amplify it. If you look at our boy, goddamn, blah, 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 Bleak or Blake or Blyke, I don't know how you want to call him, his powers are also visible beams. He beams, he can beam and all of that shit. And everybody's powers he's ever copied are all visible powers. He couldn't copy the invisible kid's power when the invisible kid ran away from the mall. He can't I'm pretty sure he can't copy the principal's powers, because again, you can't see it. He just moves you and he controls gravity, and you can't see that. Arlo's powers, obviously with the big shield, is clearly visible, and once he sees your power, he can copy it. If he can't see your powers, he cannot copy it. Okay, I think this was made pretty clear throughout the chapters. I'm a bit too lazy to go back, but if people are probably gonna argue with me in the comments, and if that happens, then I will I'll literally go through the whole fucking series and find the chapters to prove that he can't copy powers he can't see. I mean, to be honest, thus far there's nowhere you can point to that he's copied a power he can't see. This is very important. This is extremely important for the battle. Seraphina has time manipulation, right? So firstly, it's kind of irrelevant if he can copy her powers, because she can make time relative to everybody else for her move way, way faster or way, way slower. So she can really, fuck up anybody pretty easily if she really tries. So, minus somebody that, can somehow diminish that. And because you have to understand, John also doesn't inherently just start off with powers, right? Realistically, if Seraphina bothered to train her powers, she could easily be a level 9 or 10 easily. To be honest, if you just think about the capabilities that she has, because obviously in base form she would mollywop John, because in base form John doesn't have any powers to copy, so that'll be a one shot. In John's current form, he has like two of the strongest students outside of Seraphina's powers, and as a result, he's obviously way, way stronger. He also has his lackey's power on top of that, so he's super amped up right now. He's pretty amped up. So how do I think the fight between them would go? To be honest, it all depends on Seraphina and how merciful she feels. If I'm just looking at the raw power and abilities, I think her abilities are way superior to his. So this is how I would see it. If Seraphina tries to talk with him, she might lose. If she just decides to mollywop him first, easy clap. So how would that work? John literally cannot hit her if she doesn't want to be hit. Because again, whatever move he does, she can just slow down time and move out the way, go to his face, turn his hand around and make him hit himself. She could slap him, she could pull down his pants and push him and play a prank on him. And I think that might be the way that she does it. She might just embarrass him. But I think that might make him more angry. But I mean, there's so many ways, there's way more ways that she can beat him than he can beat her. Because really, for him to beat her, she would just have to not be using her powers. She would have to just not be actively using her power during the fight. She has to, if her power has like a cooldown, or something like that. That's the only way he could potentially win. Or again, like I said, if she decides to have a conversation with him. So I don't really know why I'm explaining this, because it should be really pretty obvious that her powers are just better. But some fans just are a lot of it delusional. So think about it, right? You have powers. You have electricity. You have fucking, I don't know. You have a shield. You have beams. You have whatever, right? All the powers. You have all of that, right? And I'm the Flash, for example, right? I'm the Flash. You have all of these powers, and I'm the Flash. Think about it. By the time you think about using your powers, you'd be dead if I wanted you to, right? By the time you even the thought, you're dead. By the time your lightning or power, whatever is charging, whatever, by the time you move a muscle, I could literally rip you to shreds. I could go home, go to my house. Let's say we some 10 miles. I could go to my house, get a knife, come back and stab you. Do you know what I mean? Before you do anything. So now I know her powers aren't as OP as Flash. Obviously, that's a bit of an insane. You know what I'm saying? Flash would, one shot everyone in this verse. But but with time manipulation, it's similar. She could stop time. Even let's say she can only use her powers for 5 seconds. That's plenty of times. 5 seconds. I'm nerfing her to the bone. She can use her powers for 5 seconds. She slows down time and makes that 5 second last, let's say 1 minute, 30 seconds, 20 seconds, 20 seconds, whatever you want, right? And she can do this every 10 seconds if you want, right? So we start the fight. John tries to hit a beam or whatever. She stops time, right? For a second. Just so she still has 4 seconds left, right? For a second. For that second, she moves around and dodges it and walks closer, and she's way closer to John. John moves back. Reflex. Whoo, tries to punch. Bah, reflex. She ducks, weaves, all of that. Boom. He hits again. Power. Same shit. Walks around, slaps him in the face. Right? So he's like, okay, I got it. I'm going to keep the electric powers on at all times. So Remi's powers might be the best to use, right? Or the shield on me the whole time, right? So this time he fakes, he's very smart. He fakes with a beam or electricity, and then shields up immediately. Now we saw she did this before. She punched with her bare hand. She punched through Arlo's shield and then reverse time and healed her hand. Right? So she got some strength in her. So boom, she punches it. Boom, boom, right? She slows down time for another second, right? To punch it and damages the shield heavily. Right? This is all taking energy out of John now. Right? You gotta understand this. John normally doesn't get pushed this much. Right? He normally just mollywops everybody, right? So he's like, shit, what's going on? So she has 1 second left, right? This is how I'm nerfing her so badly. She has 1 second left, right? I don't know. She might even have 2 seconds left. I'm going to just give her 2 seconds left. 1 second left. I'm going to give her 1 second left, right? The shield is already almost broken. So unless he's just going to keep the shield, he has no offense, right? He has really no offensive power. So he has to take down the shield or do something, right? So he tries to send in those like laser thingies. Boom. And duck, and then tries to shield again or electrocute himself. Right? Whichever you want. Alright. So we'll say shield himself. I don't think he can electrocute himself because we've never seen Remi or him do it. So I'm assuming he can't. So boom, he shields up again. This time she slows down time extra. Right? This time she slows it down before his shield even goes up. It takes time. Right? As soon as he fake shots, she slows down time. As soon as he moves and puts down the shield, she's in front of his face, punches him, I don't know, 30 times, people's elbow, drops him to the ground, people's elbow to the neck, kicks him stomps his face out. All of that shit is GG. I'm sure the fight will not go this way, but these are just potential ways that she can beat him. You can argue potential ways John can win in the comment section below, but genuinely, I find it extremely hard unless Uru-chan decides to please y'all, and create a crazy narrative and extend this nonsensical. It's not nonsensical, but this arc any further. I think Seraphina will win, and I think it's kind of obvious, narratively speaking, and power-wise. I think power-wise, it's even easier. But anyway, it's been your boy Supreme Uchiha the God. Oh, the dislike rate. Let's go. I'm out.
Love me like a rock star in your dreams. Drive me like a sports car on codeine. I'm overdosing. It's just another scene on a movie screen. Life ain't how it seems.